Hey you guys! So we're gonna do some stretches and explore our warrior poses today. So let's start by sitting nice and tall. We're gonna pull the feet in for a butterfly. We'll take the hands right under the ankles to help keep our spine nice and long. We're gonna close the eyes for a second. Take our attention to the breath. Big inhales, big exhales. While we're here, let's do just a few neck circles. Can do both directions, switch it up, find what feels good. One more neck circle here. Awesome. We'll come back up nice and tall. We can open the eyes. We're gonna pull those knees up and let's shoot one foot straight out in front of us. The other knee, we're gonna hug in here. We're nice and tall. We're gonna point those toes up at the ceiling. Couple breaths. Let's go ahead and take this foot where our bent knee is and step it over our straight leg. Headed for a little twist. The opposite elbow comes by our thigh here and we're looking over our shoulder. A couple breaths. Big inhale. And exhale back forward. We're gonna uncross our foot, but our knee is still bent up. We've got our other foot straight out there. We're gonna inhale the arms up, taking both arms on the inside of our bent knee. We're gonna just find where we land on our leg today. Couple breaths. Breathing to where we're tight and exhaling that tension. Deep breath. And exhale it back up. We're gonna switch our legs, so we'll shoot that other one out. Bend the other one up to the chest. We're nice and tall for a couple breaths here, just hugging our knee in. Awesome. We're gonna step our foot over our leg out there and head for our twist. Opposite arm comes to the outside of that knee and we're looking over the shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale back forward. We'll step that foot back over. Nice and tall here. Let's inhale those arms up. Hinge at those hips. Wherever we land today is good. Breathe to where you're tight. Exhale that tension. Deep breath. Exhale back up. Awesome. We're gonna head to hands and knees. Find our tabletop position. Hands right under shoulders, knees right under hips, wide fingers. Let's head for those cat-cow breaths. We're gonna inhale, drop the tummy, lift the hips, and look up. Exhale, curve the spine to the ceiling, pull the belly button in. Move the spine with your breath here. Big inhales, big exhales. One more cat-cow breath. And we'll come back to our tabletop. We are going to keep the right knee bent and point those toes up at the ceiling. Couple breaths. Big inhale. On the exhale, pull the knee through. Take the foot up towards the hands. You can walk it or push it or whatever works. And once we're there, we're gonna ground down, lift those hands up. Let's go ahead and shine the palms forward. We're gonna bend the elbows, pinch the shoulder blades, heart is forward. Thumbs come to about ear level here. Couple breaths. Big inhale. Exhale the palms together in the front, and we're gonna push into the hands. We're headed for a little twist. So we're gonna take our left elbow to our right knee, and we're looking up towards the ceiling. You push into the fingertips a little to point my elbow up there. Couple breaths. Big inhale. And we're gonna release the hands back to the mat. We'll walk that foot up there a little bit. And we're gonna stack the knee right over the ankle and send that back hip down, searching for that stretch, opening up that hip flexor. A couple breaths, exhaling tension. Awesome, one more deep breath here. And we'll shift our weight back. I'm gonna bring both hands inside my leg here, and I'm sending my leg out to the side. We can set the foot flat on the floor if that feels okay. And first, we're gonna come down onto the elbows. One more deep breath. From here, we're gonna send the hips back and melt it down. We can stack up those hands for our forehead again. Make us a little pillow. Deep breath. And we're gonna bring it back up and send that foot back and bring the knee back in. Awesome, same thing, other side. Keeping the left knee bent, we're gonna point those toes at the ceiling. Big inhale. On the exhale, squeeze that knee through. Take the foot up towards the hands. Once we're aligned here, knee right over ankle, we are going to lift up. When we're ready, we'll shine the palms forward. Bend at the elbows, pinch the shoulder blades, heart is forward. Big inhale. Exhale those palms together, and let's push into the hands, heading for that twist. We're taking this right elbow to our left knee, and we're looking up. Deep breath. And we'll release the hands down. We're gonna walk this left foot up and send that right hip pointing at the ground. Open that hip flexor. Use the breath to release tension, to bring us to the moment. Notice how we're feeling. Deep breath. And we'll shift that weight back. Both hands come inside our foot here, and we're sending our foot out to the side. So just straight out there. We'll flatten the foot down if that feels okay. And we'll start by coming onto our elbows. When we're ready, if it feels okay, we'll shift the hips back and melt it down a little here. We can make our little pillow. Deep breath. And we'll come back up onto the hands. And we'll send that foot back and bring that knee back in. Awesome. Before we head up, we're going to do what's called a chaturanga push-up. So we're going to head for a plank. We're pushing away from the mat for a few breaths. Finding our strength. Big inhale. On our exhale, we slowly lower down till right before we get to the mat. Then we're gonna shift our weight forward, untuck our toes, curve the spine, and look up towards the ceiling. So this pose is called upward dog. Since I'm pushing into the top of my feet, my legs are not on the ground. Deep breath. Awesome. We'll lower the legs, we'll tuck those toes back in, and we'll send that tailbone up for down dog. Wide fingers, sending the weight towards your knuckles. We can pedal out the knees if that feels good. One more deep breath. When we're ready, we can walk, step, or hop up towards the hands, headed for that dangly rag doll. Nice bend in the knees, pointing the top of our head at the ground, releasing everything forward. Big inhale. On the exhale, we're rolling up one vertebrae at a time, stacking like blocks. Arms and neck dangle till the very end. Awesome. All right. Before our warriors, let's take a wide stance here. Toes are forward. Deep inhale. We're going to take those hands up. Hinge at those hips. Find a wide-legged forward fold stretch here. Breathe to where you're tight. Exhale the tension. Let's go ahead and find a little movement, bending each knee here, back and forth, working out those hips. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to plant the right hand and twist the left hand up to the ceiling. Deep inhale, reach those fingers. Exhale and back down. We'll plant that left hand and we're twisting the right hand up. Big inhale, reach those fingers. Exhale and back down. Awesome. Little bend in the knees. We're rolling it up slowly again. Awesome. All right. We're gonna play with our warriors here. So first, let's go ahead and find our mountain pose. We're nice and tall. Grounding up from the feet. We're gonna lift the right knee up for a couple breaths, finding that balance. Big inhale. On the exhale, we're stepping this knee back and through. And we're gonna plant those toes back there. My heel is lifted. We're gonna lift the hands up. Front knee is stacked over that ankle again. And we're gonna do the same thing we did on hands and knees. We're gonna shine the palms forward, bend the elbows, pinch those shoulder blades. Heart is forward. Now we're gonna do a big inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna hinge at the hips, bowing over this front knee a little bit, pinching those shoulder blades together. Couple breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, back up. We'll release the hands down. Wiggle out the shoulders if you need to. We're gonna open up this back foot and hip for warrior two. So front toes are facing the front of my mat. Back toes are now facing the side of my mat. And we're gonna take arms out wide. Awesome, a couple breaths. We're gonna go ahead and take this back hand to this back thigh and lift the front hand up. Big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna take the front hand or elbow to the front thigh. Back arm's gonna come up. We have another option of, instead of taking this front elbow to the thigh, we can take that front hand down to the mat. You decide where you want to be today. Deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, back up. Awesome. We're stepping back through. Can wiggle it out a little bit. Same thing, other side. So we're gonna go ahead and lift that other knee up. Find some balance. Big inhale. On that exhale, step that foot back. Find our high lunge here. Back heel is lifted, front knee right over that ankle. Find your alignment, and then our arms come up high. Big inhale. On the exhale, shine the palms forward, bend those elbows. Pinch the shoulder blades, heart is forward. Big inhale. On that exhale, let's hinge at those hips, bow over this front leg just for a few breaths. Hinge those shoulder blades. Big inhale. Exhale, back up. Release those arms. Wiggle out those shoulders a little. And we're headed for warrior two. So we're gonna open up that back foot and hip again. Arms are gonna come out wide. When we're ready, back hand to the back thigh, front hand up to the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, either the front elbow to the front thigh or front hand to the ground. Lift that other arm up. Big inhale. And we're gonna exhale, back up and step it up, wiggle it out. Good job. We're gonna work our way down. Let's do a big inhale, taking those arms up. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, stretch. Deep breaths. On the next big inhale, we're gonna find a flat back, sliding the hands up the shins. Strong tabletop back. Deep breath. Exhale, back forward. And from here, we're gonna bend the knees, take the hands to the mat, step back for plank one more time. Pushing away from that mat. Finding your strength. Using your breath. Big inhale. On the exhale, we're headed for that chaturanga push-up. Lowering down right before we hit the mat. We shift our weight forward, untuck our toes, push into the top of the feet, push up with the hands, curve the spine, look up to the ceiling. Deep breath. Exhale, take the knees down. We're sending the hips back. From tabletop, we're gonna head to child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, Send the hips back and melt it all down. Take a moment to notice how your body is feeling. Maybe set a little intention for the rest of the week. Tell yourself something kind. Give yourself a little love. And think about that as we just keep relaxing down. One more deep breath here. After that exhale, we'll come back up. Good job, you guys. Namaste. I'll see you next time.